Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to Prowler Racing League Season 7, Round 8, all the way up in Canada. Tonight's race is going to be a 3-stop minimum for our drivers. Looks like we should have 12 drivers tonight to race on the 14 corners of Canada. 2.7 miles long DRS all the way down to 13 into Canada corner. So we'll keep an eye on that as we get through. So as we're waiting, we're going to give a little bit of time. We have 2 drivers that are having connection issues, so we're going to allow them to get in. But while we're waiting, check out our calendar real quick. As you can see, tonight we're in Canada with our 3 multi-stop requirements. That requirement is if it's a dry race. If it rains or the race is declared wet when the DRS system is deactivated, the drivers will not be required to do their multi-stops. Same as the dry tire rule that the game enforces automatically. Then next time out, we're in Austria for a sprint. Then we're into Hungary, then China, and finishing out Season 7 in Belgium with a multi-stop race there as well. So let's take a look at our team standings. McLaren out in front, 236 to Sauber's 180, Ferrari 127, Red Bull moving up to P4, 105, Racing Bulls dropping down with 85, Aston Martin also dropping down with 81, Williams moving up 45 ahead of Alpine with 44, Haas in 9th dropping down with 39, and Mercedes bringing up the rear in P10. Those are our team standings. Team standings brought to you by our drivers. Sasuke out in front, 151, SC Fire 102. Lone Fiber moving up after last time out, 2 positions with 85. I That Man dropping down with 78. Pro Ultra moving up as well, 4 positions with 69. Vanilla, who's going now by Papa B, dropping down to P6 with 65. 2 Asian dropping down as well, 58. F4 moving up with 54. Dom, our top reserve driver, sitting at 45, dropping down in P9. And MLB, the Show Me Your D, in P10 with 44. So while we're going to send out an invite real quick to one of our drivers that's having a connection issue. Because Gangy got in, so now we're just waiting on Asian to get in, so we'll send him another invite. So we'll give the command in the Discord to get ready to go to the track. I think we did everything we could. Oh no, we still got 2 more minutes. I gave him a 5-minute extension just because of these connection issues we were having. So again, this is round 8 of the Season 7 championship. Asian's joining now. So then I believe the only one we're missing then should be it's JR. JR is the only one that we're missing. Firefighter's in, Russia's in, Asian's. Yeah, so JR is the only one that's. Okay, so we got everybody. So let's ready up because JR is going to be late, which is fine. He already knows. Invites have been sent. The Let's Go command has been sent in the Discord, so we're going to head to Canada for tonight's race. It's 35 laps. Short qualifying session. Safety car is reduced because it is technically a street circuit, but we'll see how everyone gets on tonight. as we're getting ready to go. Game is ticking down. 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we're loading in. So we'll keep an eye on what the weather is going to be. I know a couple of our drivers were trying to do the rain dance before the lobby got set up. It's looking clear right now. Let's head down to the track and get ready for qualifying here in Canada. Everyone figure out what their tire strategy is going to be, if they're going to go with the harder compounds or the medium selection. I don't believe anybody's going to go with the soft selection for tonight. Or they might, just because they might go with the softer selection just because they have 3 stops required. So they may try to be pushing harder every lap. Okay, session has begun. We're going to get our first cars on track. Let's get rid of these in-game graphics. Dom left the session, so we'll have to send him another invite. SC Fire's calling rain. Mo saying it's a wet race. Okay, so let's take a look at what the forecast is for qualifying. Clear to a storm. 15 minutes in, we're going to hit a storm. So we'll keep a close eye on that. 17 minutes left in the qualifying session. Looks like we got a car heading out into track right now. Again, let's get rid of the in-game graphics, pull up our own. Looks like Firefighters are first car out onto the track. So we'll go around the track with him to give us a very good look at what the conditions are right now. Again, should be storming about 15 minutes time. Most of the drivers in the chat right now are absolutely just, oh God, it's a wet race. So it will be interesting to say the least. So now it is critical for everyone to set their pit stop or their qualifying time now to give themselves a great starting position for the race, because the dry tire rule and multi-stop rule will be voided if it is a full wet race, meaning the game declares DRS is off. So here comes a round. Firefighter across the line, start his timed lap. Heading down to turn 1 with a quick back on 2. Sector 1 sets a 21.93. We're keeping a close eye on everyone else. Looks like Papa started his lap faster than Firefighter off the rip. And Papa does set a 19.4 in the first sector. Down the long straightaway, Firefighter comes. DRS wide open to get that extra speed down through 13, 14 through Wall Champions. Cross line going to be setting our first time. It's a 1:11.630. Next up across line is going to be Papa. Just getting into the long straightaway right now. Fastest first and second sector. Cross the line, a 1:09.527. So next up is going to be Dynamic. Invalidates. That's going to be next up. Two Asian. P2 with a 1:10.357. Next up is going to be SC Fire. P2 in the championship, absolutely flying right now. Coming down the start finish cross line, P1 with a 1:09.352. So right now, let's go check out Gangy. Currently invalidated his lap. So next driver to not have an invalidated lap is going to be, I believe it's MLB. The Show Me Your D setting his first timed lap. Down long straightaway. MLB, the Show Me Your D. DRS wide open on the soft tires. ERS deploying like crazy. Going to be setting a time. This comes through the Wall Champions. Cross the line. P4 with 1:10.547. Next driver that's setting a blazing time is going to be F4 in the Red Bull. Hasn't set a time yet, but purpling the first and second sector. Cross the line, P1 to 1:08.871. So far, everyone else has scrolling up here to find some information real quick. Okay, so nobody's setting time real quick. We're going to try add Dom real quick. Normally we don't interrupt the stream for that, but nobody is setting a time right now other than possible Rasha will head down as fast as we can down to the Alpine driver. 10 minutes left to go in the qualifying session. F4, your provisional pole setter with a 1:08.871, 4/10 faster than SC Fire. Gangy picks up a 5-grid penalty for collision with Dynamic. Where'd that happen? Looks like that might happen on the long straightaway. So Rasha coming out of the hairpin down the straightaway. Looking to set a time, has not set a time yet. And neither has our championship leader, Sasuke. He's out on outlap right now. But Rasha coming through turn 14, wall champions onto the straightaway, looking to set a decent time, and he is P7 with a 1:10.579. Next car to not have a time set, it's out on a timed lap, is Gangy coming down to the hairpin. DRS wide open along the long straightaway. Down to turn 13 and 14 onto the straightaway to the start finish line. P8 with a 1:10.606. Next up, we're going to go look at your championship leader. Setting a 19.382 in the first sector. Through the hairpin he goes. 22.095 in the middle sector. Championship rival just ahead there as we're coming down to turn 13. Sasuke slamming on the brakes while the Salbert drives into the pit lane. Sasuke up to P4, 109.546. So it looks like our next driver that's setting a timed lap that's improving, well, was improving in mini sectors, 2 Asian in the first sector. Out of the 6 mini sectors, 4 of them were green. The lost time on the end there. Into the turn 10 hairpin, putting the hammer down. Dom flying in the first sector. 19.301. Doesn't look like Asian will be improving on this time. He dives into the pits. So let's head down to Dom, the last of our drivers to set a time for this qualifying session. 6.5 minutes left to go. Invalidates off of turn 14, the wall champions claiming Dom there. And he has not enough battery to make this next lap count, so he is going to have to come around, recharge, and try again. Unable to set a time due to that last corner. So it looks like MLB might be, nope. So let's head up to Firefighter. Currently 2 seconds down off of F4's time, and he invalidates his lap as well. So that is done. So your fastest lap still 108.871 by F4. So nobody out on track right now. Papa looking to set another time. Let's actually take a look at, see what the telemetry is saying here. So Papa not improving in the first sector. Fastest middle sector. As he slams on the brakes here, oscillates through the hairpin. across the line. Up to P2, 109.037. So even with reduced battery, Dom is going for the lap again. Setting personal best times because he hasn't set a time yet, but that battery's gone as he's coming down the long back straight. This is where he got caught out before. Cleanly makes it through. He's going to set a time. Where will this put Dom? P4, the 109.526. So let's actually head up with F4 currently in the pits. Looks like the Ferrari of 2 Asian heading out. 3 minutes left to go in the qualifying session. Again, checking the weather. Still clear for the next 5 minutes. So it looks like this qualifying session will remain dry. It's just going to be down to the race being wet. So, Dynamic. Personal best so far in the first sector, mini sectors. Let's see what he does as he comes across the line for the first sector. 19.724. Yellow flag of the Ferrari getting out of the way. Dynamic getting very sideways, going Tokyo drift style there. Abandons the rest of the lap. Unfortunate for Dynamic that lap is not going to be gone. So he's going to be in a hurry to get that battery back up. It's already up to 93%. So he'll be able to do another lap. One more lap to finish out the qualifying session. Let's head up to, looks like it's Asian's going to be the first one across the line here to start his timed lap. Through the wall of champions, across the line, starting his lap. Deploying the battery as he's coming through with the chicane of 3 and 4 down the hill. Continuing on through the first sector beam, 3/10 down on F4's time, but still a personal best. Dynamic, just a little bit slower to 2 Asian, but trying to make up for the last lap where he lost out. Less than a minute left in the qualifying session. Heavy on the brakes into the hairpin for the Ferrari. Heading down the long straightaway. I don't believe F4 is going to be able to get another lap. He invalidated. Here comes Asian through the wall of champions, across the line. Still only P6. So next up is going to be Dynamic coming across the line. Improving the P6, 110.074. Firefighter 110.823. Rasha 110.349. Let's go check out MLB as he's coming around. Through the start finish. Ganging up to P6 with 109.924. So F4, your provisional pole setter, has completed his qualifying session with a 108.871. MLB coming across the line up to P6, 109.788. But Vanilla or Papa blazing fast in the middle sector. Can't get it done across the line with a 108.939. A tenth, less than a tenth off of your pole setter F4. Super impressive. So it looks like Dynamic invalidated. It's his lap, and Rasha comes across the line. So that's going to do it for qualifying. F4, your pole setter. Let's get a screenshot of that. So Gangy picks up that 5 position penalty for making contact with Dynamic. So we'll head to the intermission screen real quick while everyone gets their tire strategies set. Let's get the timestamp. So 5:32. You can see the rain coming down. So we've given everyone an opportunity to stretch their arms, go use the restroom real quick. Give them basically 5 minutes to do everything they need to do. Reminder to our drivers, if DRS is disabled, no 3-stop. And looking at conditions on the screen right now, more than likely is going to be no DRS. So yeah, so now these wet conditions, if DRS is so those who did the rain dance leading up to tonight's race will be very happy to see that it is raining. So again, here's the calendar for the remaining of the season. Only 4 more races after tonight: Austria, Hungary, China, and Belgium. And then after that, we will determine what the plan is for season 8. The 2-minute warning to our drivers. But right now, the discussion in Discord is, do you run more fuel or less fuel? Now, the reason drivers are asking that is because in these wet conditions, you usually run a leaner condition to not consume as much fuel, so you have more grip. A lot of drivers saying that they're cooked for tonight. But the rain is the great equalizer, so we'll keep a close eye on who can actually drive the conditions and who just barrels into other drivers using them as a backstop. Some of the drivers are really sweating it. So, less than 1 minute to go. And we will see what our drivers can do in these very, very wet conditions. All right, there we go. Command has been sent for the drivers to ready up. So we're just waiting for the game to let everyone ready up and start ticking down, and we'll get to the formation lap here in these amazingly wet conditions. There's the beep from the game. We're going to head down to the track and get ready for this formation lap as we get underway here. So your pole setter is going to be F4 out in front, starting on the wets. Then you got in P2, Papa, also going with the wet option for tonight. SC Fire, your P3, wet tires. Not getting a telemetry from SC. So then next up after that is your championship leader, Sasuke, wet tires as well. Then we got Dom, reserve, P5 with the wet tires. And it'll be the Show Me Your D, P6. Dynamic, bring us up in P7. As you can see there, the game is like, we don't know. It's going to be wet all throughout the race. Then you got Asian, the only driver on intermediates for this race. Then we have Rasha with the wets, Firefighter, and then Gangy bringing up the rear of the pack. So we'll head up to the front. We're going to have the camera go on the P2 position of Papa. Get rid of the in-game graphics. We'll pull up our own. We're going to keep a very close eye on these starting conditions. Rasha and Firefighter resetting to the grid, which is going to pretty much give their tire temps to nothing. Everybody's pretty cold as it is. Asian with the warmest tires going with the intermediates. So we'll keep a close eye on how his grip is in these wet conditions here in Canada. So the back of the grid is positioned away. Game is getting set to start our race. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. And we are racing in Canada in the rain. Season number 7, race number 8. Side by side for your pole setter and Papa as they come through turn number 1 and 2. Still side by side. Close field so far. Nobody really getting any damage so far. As we head down to turn 3, F4 retaining the lead. Sasuke getting up to P3, getting sideways there. Losing out now to SC, falling right down the order, down to P7. No damage reported for the McLaren. But right now, SC in P3. Unfortunately, not getting any telemetry data on his ERS, so might have a slight issue there, but everything else seems to be working fine. F4 blazing the trail through the wet. Let's see what these conditions are on board. Let's go with our reserve driver, Tom, in the Mercedes, see what his view is. Locking up, getting through the hairpin, chasing down SC in the Sauber as they head onto the back straight. You can barely see SC ahead. There you go again with the race strategy, wet to wet to wet for what the game is calling for these guys. So it is just a matter of keeping it clean, keeping it off the wall, and completing 35 laps here at Canada. As Dom is trying to wrestle that Mercedes through to catch SC ahead. Going back to our risk taker in the Ferrari, 2 Asian on the intermediates. Sticking right with Sasuke as he had an issue early on, dropping him down to P6. A lot of drivers already having warnings for the corner cuts. It is even trickier right now to keep the cars on the track and not let things get away from Sasuke right on the back of MLB, the Show Me Your D, as they head through turn number 9. Continuing on, Sasuke right on the tail of the Aston Martin. Sasuke going to the inside. Contact made in the hairpin. Trying to put the power down. Struggling for grip. Side by side, Sasuke getting ahead to P5 past MLB. But MLB is coming back at him on the outside. Turn 13. Turning in a little bit of contact there, but continuing on, Sasuke now building a gap 0.6 up. And all while that was happening, that allowed the Ferrari to catch up to MLB. 2 Asian looking to do as much gaining as he can with these intermediate tires. But right now, I think the conditions on the track are going to be too wet for those intermediates to really take advantage of the situation. So far, everyone keeping it relatively clean. A few warnings for corner cuts, but no damage for any of the drivers. The game is predicting storm throughout this session, so this race will be an absolute bathtub of a race throughout the entire evening. Gaps are kind of falling apart here, but we got Dom right on the back of SC Fire, 0.3 back, keeping it super close. All while Sasuke trying to do his best to keep in between these two drivers, or catch up to Dom. Dom in between these two drivers. Camera view from the wall champions to head down the straightaway. Dom and Sasuke right on the back of SC as we head through turn 1. So right now, Dom faster than SC in the middle sector only, with Sasuke faster than Dom in all 3 sectors. SC getting a little squirrely there through 7. Gaps getting a little bit spread out right now. Sasuke dropping back just a little bit. So let's go check out another close battle that's on track. Actually, real quick, before we do that, let's see what Dom does here at the hairpin. Does he go for a move? He does not staying right on the rear gearbox. Looking to the inside of the Sauber as we head down to the long straightaway. No DRS under these wet conditions. F4 picking up the fastest lap again, building a gap of 3.8 now to P2 of Papa. Sasuke getting up to P4, squeezing by on the inside there before we even get down to turn 1. Sasuke looking to recover from the early incident. Thankfully, everyone keeping it on the track. No damage, knock on wood, for any of our drivers. Just a whole bunch of warnings. The only driver to not have a warning right now is actually the Ferrari of 2 Asian. And let's actually head down to the Ferrari driver now. As you can see, he's chasing down the Aston Martin of MLB, the Show Me Your D, as we're coming up to the sharp turn 8. Through to 9. Now we're coming up to the hairpin. Gap ever so closer. Asian not going for a move here. See if he can put the power down a little bit better than MLB. Doesn't look like it's too much of a difference. So right now, we're just going to send a message to SC Fire just to have them check his telemetry. A yellow flag, virtual safety car. Looks like Gangy's out at the Wall of Champions. So this is going to neutralize the field. So right now, if we take a look real quick at what our tire wear is. So F4 sitting at 26 on his rears, averaging 9% on the fronts. Then Papa, 21% on the rears. So the fronts are not getting worn nearly at all. Unfortunate thing is SC, we're not getting any telemetry from him, so we don't know what his wear is at. Sasuke is 22% on the rears, Dom 22% on the rears, MLB 21% on the rears. And then you got Asian with the intermediates only at 10%. So Asian's going to be able to go a lot longer with his tires. And Dynamic 20%, Rasha 18, and Firefighter 17. Firefighter picking up a drive-through penalty, speeding under VSC, didn't get the delta down in time. So we got a few drivers coming to the pits. F4, SC Fire, and Sasuke all coming into the pits to get off their first set of wet tires. Sasuke going with the intermediates, seeing how well Asian was able to hold on. F4 also electing to go with the intermediates. SC Fire coming out in front of Sasuke with intermediates as well. So our drivers electing to go with the less knobby tires. It's going to be a little bit slicker. They'll have to get used to that, but from looking at how much drop-off 2 Asian had from his intermediate tires, there won't be that big of a drop-off. Sasuke already on the gearbox of SC, not letting him get away. Almost collecting the rear bumper there. So SC and Sasuke, your 2 championship rivals right now, battling it out. Sasuke backing off just a little bit to give a little bit of breathing room, get a little more grip. Because the other thing is, too, if you drive too close to the car in front of you, you will get that dirty air and will not have grip. on the front end when you got to brake or turn in for the corners. Coming down to the wall champions, SC leading Sasuke as we head down to the start-finish line. We're on lap 8 of 35 here at Canada in treacherous, wet conditions. Our de facto leader of F4 hitting early on to get onto the intermediates. SC Fire, Sasuke, and MLB also electing to go with the intermediates to take advantage of this. So let's head up the running order. Dom, 3-second time penalty. But your leader, here he is, Papa, just getting out of the hairpin, coming down the main straightaway. Only 9 seconds back is F4. So Papa continuing on, not going through the pit entry. Rear tire sitting at roughly about 29% on the rears. Dynamic sitting at about 28. And Firefighter 23, Rasha 25. F4 picking up fastest lap on these intermediate tires, dominating that last sector. Sounded like Papa bouncing off the walls there. Not sure if that was just an audio glitch. Gap sitting at 9.5 seconds back. So Papa doing everything he can to maintain this lead. To F4 on the intermediate tires. Still absolute torrential rain coming down. The field is pretty much spread out, so we'll keep an eye on here as we go into the main or the back stretch for Papa. Currently on 8-lap old tires. See if he dives into pit. He does not, so he continues on. So let's go through a real quick race story so far. So Papa started P2, currently in first place. Then we go back to P2, which is your pole setter. F4 started first, currently in second place. Then you got our reserve driver, Tom, started fifth, currently in third place. Unfortunately, does have a 3-second time penalty that he will have to contend with by the end of this race. Next up, we got the original intermediate driver, or intermediate tire driver, 2 Asians, started 8th, currently up to 4th. Doing well there. Still only 16% on the rear wear of his intermediate tires after only 9 laps of being on them. Dynamic started 7th up to 5th, still on those wet tires. Looking like they're wearing pretty good, but Papa sets the fastest middle sector. Sasuke, after an early on incident, dropping him back down the field, started 4th, currently in 6th place on the intermediate tires. 2 warnings to his name. A little sideways there as he's being chased down by his championship rival, SC Fire. Started in 3rd place, currently in 7th. Oh, and F4 picks up a 3-second time penalty. Looks like that might have been at Canada Corner. Or at, not Canada Corner, that's Road America. Sorry. At Wall Champions. We're in Canada. Next up, we got in P8. MLB, the Show Me Your D, started 6th, now in 8th. But that's due to dropping down from the pit stop. Then we've got Firefighter, started 10th, making his way up to 9th right now. Sasuke, fastest lap, 124.468 on the intermediate tires. Looking to pick up that extra point. Then we've got Rasha, started P9, dropping down to P10 on the intermediate tires, chasing down Firefighter ahead. So there's your leader, Papa. Let's take a look at what the car info is. Yep. That's one. So you can see there, 41% on the left rear, 39 on the right rear. Gap 7.3 to F4 in P2. And Papa continuing on, still not pitting. Going across the line, finish lap number 11 on to lap 12. Dom up to 6 seconds with time penalties now. So Rasha currently our closest battle on track. Let's check this out. The Alpine hunting down the Haas onto the long straight. Almost looked like Rasha almost made contact from that camera angle, but they did not. Continuing on, still no damage reported from any of the cars, so everyone doing their best. Rasha going for the move on the inside, making contact with Firefighter into turn 1. Firefighter retaining P9. Rasha backing off just a little bit. Rasha is on the intermediate tires. Let's actually take a look at what the delta is, what the game is saying. So the wet tires, the game is saying right now, the wet tires are roughly 0.8 slower than the intermediate tires. So we'll have to keep a close eye and see if that's actually true. F4 taking that fastest lap back from Sasuke. Let's go up the field a little bit here. Dynamic was closing in on Sasuke. Really just it was about a half second. Now it's not. So SC Fire behind on the intermediate tires. Dynamic still on the wets. On the original tires you started the race with, they are looking pretty worn. Rasha picking up a 3-second time penalty for a corner cut. As Rasha and Firefighter going into turn 1 again. Let's see if they're going side by side here. Rasha can't get it done, making a little bit of contact with Firefighter. Rasha now on the racing line. Firefighter comes across, makes contact again. Rasha having to back out of it so he doesn't corner cut again. Rasha now drops back 1.3 back from Firefighter. So that may be something that gets submitted to our stewarding team to see if there's any foul play with that situation. Mind you, the grip levels are absolutely gone with all of our drivers out here. So SC Fire within a second of Dynamic. Mind you, Dynamic is on the much older wet tires, which from what the game is saying are 0.8 slower. Let's see what it is now. Is it still? About half a second now. So your leader, Papa, still on the wet tires. Keeping the gap. It's now 6.5 back to F4. But F4 is absolutely flying in that middle sector. SC now right on the gearbox of the Aston Martin of Dynamic. As we head down to the hairpin of 10. SC going on the outside, heavy locking up, getting sideways. Dynamic slowing it down just in time. Side by side as they go. Pulling the power down. SC is on the racing line. Now he's off. He's into the wetter part of the track. Getting past Dynamic. Dynamic not letting him get away. We come down to turn 13. Through the chicane. SC up to P6. And Dynamic dropping back. Now 1.3. So valiant defense from Dynamic against SC on the intermediate tires. Whereas Dynamic's on very old wets. As you see, SC struggling to get the power down. Continuing on through turn 5. Let's go with the original intermediate tire runner, the Ferrari of 2 Asian. 1.6 back from the reservist of Dom. Now, mind you, Dom does have 6 seconds of penalties to contend with before the end of this race is up. So right now, he will lose out to 2 Asian if the race were to finish right now. But we're only on lap 16 of 35 here in Canada under very, very wet conditions. 2 Asian now under a second to Dom, continuing to just pound away at the asphalt to catch the Mercedes reserve driver. Sasuke picking up a 1:24.137, getting that fastest lap. Going back and forth between F4 and Sasuke. Real quick check again. It is storming throughout this entire race. It does not look like it's going to let up at all. And in these wet conditions, let's take a look at what our top 3 speed traps are. Rasha with the fastest 204 miles per hour. Dynamic 202, tying the McLaren of Sasuke. The Mercedes of Dom getting very out of sorts, allowing the Ferrari of 2 Asian to get right on that gearbox, leaving the hairpin of 10 onto the long straightaway. F4 getting that fastest lap back. And into the pits, Dom goes, picking up a 10-second speeding in the pit lane as well. Dom electing to go on to the intermediates. And he will enter the track just behind SC Fire, well ahead of the first Aston Martin of MLB, the Show Me Your D. So right now, SC almost losing it there. Dom getting out ahead of SC as he struggled to put the power down out of turn 2. So we're on lap 17 of 35. Keeping a close eye on SC, getting out of sorts. Heading down to turn number 8 and sliding into 9. So SC Fire, even though we're not getting telemetry from him, comparing to like drivers that pitted at the same time, MLB, the Show Me Your D, and Sasuke, all 3 of them on 10-lap-old intermediates, it's looking like the average rear wear is going to be around 20%, 20 to 21%. So Sasuke right now trying to catch 2 Asian, gap 8.7 from the Ferrari to Sasuke. And 2 Asian still on that original set of intermediates they started the race on. Dynamic picking up a 3-second time penalty. So right now, Papa is actually sitting at 67% wear on his rear tires. Currently down to now 5 seconds, leading F4 behind. Continuing on, 69% on the left rear, 66 on the right rear, 70 on the left rear now. I believe puncture territory is around 80% in this game. So F4 invalidating through the wall champions, doing his best to catch Papa. Papa now 15.5 seconds back to P3. Game is predicting Sasuke with the 3-second time penalty. So that is going to hamper his progress to get to the front. Game is predicting now if Papa were to pit, he will be rejoining in P3. .4 back to F4 and P2. Let's head back down to Rasha and Dynamic. That gap is almost non-existent. Dynamic taking the shortcut, couldn't make the corner in time, gets the warning for cutting the corner. Rasha right on the gearbox, not letting Dynamic go. Rasha on the older tires too. Dynamic only 3 laps old on his intermediate tires. So not sure if it's a struggle to get the temperature up. Actually, let's take a look at what the tire temperature is. Green, relatively green, a little bit blue on the carcass of the tires. And speaking of tires, I believe Papa finally coming into the pits, promoting F4 up to the lead. Let's see where Papa comes out. Game was predicting P3. Ooh, exiting a little hard there. Dom picks up another 10-second penalty for speeding the pit lane, so one of those 10 seconds is going to go away. The Asian right behind. So great pit stop for the Racing Bulls to get Papa into P2. Dom has retired from the session, so he is done for tonight. Stewart's team will look at those time penalties, but he is done for the night. So we're down to 8 running cars out on track. We're on lap 20 of 35. With our closest battle right now going to be Rasha chasing down Dynamic. Two Asian rocking out ahead his original set of intermediates, 36% on the rear. He might, I doubt it, because it's another 14 laps left to go. I doubt that Asian will try to go to the end. We shall see. But right now, Rasha hunting down Dynamic in the Aston Martin, trying to get the power down as they leave the hairpin. Into turn one, Rasha taking the shorter line now through two, keeping it close, 7/10 back behind Dynamic. So Papa in P2, the longest running wet tires run for tonight's session. Gap now less than half a second. Rasha closing in. Won't be able to do anything here through 8. Just looking to get a run as they head down to the hairpin. Rasha dropping back. So Rasha must have bad exit out of 9 because that gap is now 1.4. Almost lost a full second to the Aston Martin ahead. So let's go up to the front of the field. Your current leader, F4, setting pole position, currently 11.8 out in front of P2 of Papa. Then next up, as we said, Papa currently sitting P2 5.5 seconds back. Is 2 Asian. Oh, and actually, real quick, let's go back to F4. I forgot about this. So F4 does have a 3-second time penalty. So the gap back to Papa is actually 9 seconds. So Papa just needs to close that in the next 12 laps. Then we've got Papa and P2. 5.5 seconds back. So you got 2 Asian on the original intermediate tires. Take a look at what car info is saying. Only 40% wear on both left rear and right rear. He has even wear across those rear tires, which is astounding. So F4 in P1. Let me actually pull it up on the tower real quick, the tire wear. This is incredible. So F4 currently in P1, 36% on the rear tires. That's the average of the 2 rear tires. Those tires are only 16 laps old. 2 Asian started this race on this set of intermediate tires. 22 laps old on these tires. It is 41% across both rear tires. He is driving this car so squarely down the track that it is not favoring left or right for the rear tires. He's applying power just the right amount to not wear these suckers out. I joke that he might go the whole distance on these set of tires. It might actually be true. So next up, we got championship leader Sasuke. 4.5 seconds back. Oh, Asian coming into the pits. Not going the full race distance. More than likely switching to another set of intermediates. He will come out and track probably just behind SC Fire. There goes SC. Nobody else is near right now. MLB is a little bit further back, so that's not going to be an issue. So 2 Asian out in P5 on a brand new set of intermediates going damn near 23 laps on that original set. So props to him. So we got Sasuke, P3, championship leader. Currently 12 seconds back from P2 of Papa. Does have a 3-second time penalty. But hopefully he'll be able to maintain the gap because SC Fire is currently 9.3 back to Sasuke. So SC Fire needs to get 6.5 seconds to get within Sasuke's 3-second time penalty window. But that's going to be a tall order because right there you can see the fresh intermediate tires of 2 Asian coming out of the gate, absolutely flying to chase down the Sauber of SC Fire. Oh, SC going deep to the inside. Not sure if he made contact there. Still no damage report from any driver. 2 Asian right on that gearbox. Not letting Sauber go away. Asian knowing that SC has been struggling most of this race. Looking to fill those mirrors, not let him get away. Entering into 3 and 4. half a second splitting the two drivers. Again, with 2 Asian's ability to evenly wear his tires, he's not aggressive on the acceleration out of the corners. Ooh, getting a little bit wide on the exit there. Keeping it absolutely close. 10 laps left to go. Looks like our leader is catching the Haas of Firefighter. Three-second time penalty for SC Fire. So, SC Fire and Sasuke racing straight up between each other. So the gap from Sasuke to SC is 11.7 seconds. But all the while this is happening, 2 Asian applying the pressure to SC as much as he can, causing the error for the Sauber to pick up a 3-second time penalty. So as it stands right now, 2 Asian will inherit P4. But he's going to want to try to get past. Oh, getting sideways there through the exit of 4. 2 Asian needs to get past SC to try to close in on Sasuke, or they need to start working together. But these conditions are atrocious to try to get through. Let's head down to Rasha and Dynamic. Rasha, again, he fell back a little bit from Dynamic. It's almost up to 2 seconds, but there he goes, making contact. Hitting that gearbox of Dynamic. Dynamic doing everything he can just to get the car going. Dynamic on 10-lap-old intermediates. Rasha 17 laps. So Rasha with the disadvantage, but Dynamic absolutely struggling to get the power down. As you can see, Rasha side-by-side. Dynamic losing out. Getting sideways, can't get the power down in time. Rasha up to P7. Dynamic now dropping to P8. Rasha and Dynamic both have 3-second time penalties, so they are racing head-to-head. Dynamic absolutely cutting the corner of 9. Two Asian right on the gearbox of SC Fire. Needs to try to get past so he's not held up. The gap now from Sasuke to SC is almost 14 seconds, so they are losing time to the third place car. Dynamic picking up another 3-second penalty, so the battle between Rasha and Dynamic is gone. Dynamic now with 3 seconds more than Rasha does. Gap between third place and fourth place now 14.2. Asian needs to get past SC to start attacking Sasuke's time. Into the back of the Sauber he goes. A little bit of a love tap on the gearbox as they head now down to the long straightaway. Asian running out of time. We're on lap 28 of 35. As we head to 13-14, keeping on track away from the wall champions. SC doing everything he can to just hold up 2 Asian, not letting him easily get the position. Will inherit the position post-race due to penalties. SC Fire may be thinking if he can submit to have that corner cut removed, that he'll retain P4, so he is defending with all of his life. Putting the shoulders out. 2 Asian going on the inside, gets it done through the hairpin of 10, puts the power down, and now tries to pull away from SC. SC doing everything he can to stay with him. So we head down the straightaway. SC going around the outside. Slight contact made as they go into 13. Great slingshot move from SC as they headed down to 13. Now Asians got it all to do once again. We're on lap 29 of 35 here in Canada. The Ferrari just filling the mirrors of that Sauber. Applying pressure all the time. SC losing grip as they come out of the corner. SC, his tires are 22 laps old compared to Asians' 5-lap old intermediate tires. Look at the outside. Forcing SC to defend side by side out of the exit of 10. Asian going through the wettest part of the track. SC absolutely putting the power down in the dry part. Again, 2 Asian on the younger intermediates. Let's see if his top speed will get sideways there. As we head into 3 and 4. SC again getting squirrely. Out of 7. 5 laps left to go. Your leader, F4, 11.8 out in front of Papa, followed by 13.5 further back to Sasuke, and now 17.6 further back to this battle here between SC and 2 Asian. Asian going for the outside, tucks back in on the straightaway, filling the mirrors. Pretty much equal on speed between these two. SC blocking that inside as they head into turn 1. 2 Asian looking for anything he can do to try to get around. Can't get it done through turn 2 as we continue on. This being the closest battle on track. Apologies, we're not getting anyone else some screen time, but everyone else is pretty much just doing survival laps at this point. Papa closing in the gap to F4, 9.5 seconds. But this gap between SC and Sasuke is now up to almost, it's 19 seconds. It was almost up to 20 at one point. 4 laps left to go. Papa picks up a 3-second time penalty. So your top 4 positions all have 3-second time penalties. Asian looking for the move up to SC. SC absolutely just trying to defend every way he can. So real quick, as we're just about to finish up this race, here's a reminder of where the team standings are right now. McLaren out in front, 184. Sauber 168. Oh, that's actually old. That's incorrect. That's not the updated one. Drivers is updated. Sasuke, your leader currently in the championship, 151. SC 102. Lone Fiber not here tonight, 85. I That Man not here. Pro Ultra not here. Papa 65. 2 Asian 58. F4 54 going to score a significant amount of points tonight for the Red Bull team. Then we got MLB, Dynamic, Rasha, Gangi, Firefighter, Aardvark, and then Zenitsu. Did I not update Zenitsu? Zenitsu scored some points. So that's actually out of date. So, 2 Asian getting past SC through turn 10 onto the long straightaway. So 2 Asian doing everything he can now just to pull away from SC Fire. SC Fire trying to do his best to minimize the time lost. But now 2 Asians got 20 seconds to try to make up. Technically, it's like 17 due to the penalties. It's got 17 seconds to make up to Sasuke in P3, but we're on lap 33 of 35. And your leader, F4, just coming out of the hairpin now. Coming up on the back marker of Rasha, I believe that is. Yep. So here's your current leader in the white Red Bull livery. Starting lap 34 of 35, 2 laps left to go. Then you got P2, Papa, 17.9 seconds back. You're gonna have your P3 of Sasuke. Then P4, 2 Asian, SC just doing all he can to not let him get away. But 1.2 back is SC Fire. P6, MLB, the Show Me Your D. SC Fire with another 3-second penalty, so that is up to 6 seconds now, which is not going to make a difference for the finishing positions as MLB is 21 seconds back from SC Fire. Rasha, P7. Dynamic, P8. Firefighter, P9. And again, your leader coming down the long straightaway. And we'll go on board for majority of his last lap. SC Fire picking up another warning. He is just absolutely pushing it. So here's the final lap. Heavy lockup there from your leader. Getting a little bit of dirty air from the Alpine up ahead. Alpine is getting blue flags. So it's just a matter of time for the Alpine to get out of the way. And he does there. F4 making his way through. Oh, whoa. Almost losing it through 5 up to 6. We're not going to stay on board. That's too stressful to watch on board. But oh my gosh, there he goes sideways into 8 and 9. Just bring it home safe, F4. No heroics, man. Sideways into turn 10. MLB, the Show Me Your D, picks up 3-second time penalties. Which he's now racing straight up between Rasha and himself. So, F4 bringing it round the wall champions, coming close to the wall to celebrate. Across the line, your winner, F4, followed by Papa P2. Sasuke bringing it down along the home stretch. Cross the line, P3 for Sasuke. Then the Valiant Drive, challenging SC Fire for majority of the race. 2 Asian going long on that first set of intermediates, making the great call early on to start the race on intermediates. Across the line here to come in P4. Next up, we got SC bringing it home across the line. And your last car coming across. Through the final corners. MLB, the Show Me Your D across the line. Could get up to the winner. Your winner, F4, HD 3670. So it's a driver of the day, 2 Asian, well deserved there. Let's get a screenshot of that real quick before it disappears. Your winner, F4, fastest lap is going to be Papa. He finished P2. And again, driver of the day is 2 Asian. Let's get a screenshot of this. Only one DNF, one retirement. Leaders lapping all the way up to P6. So that was a great result. So let's head to our intermission screen real quick. So again, real quick, we're going to take a look. Here is our calendar. This was Canada tonight. Next time out, it's going to be next week in Austria for a sprint race, which will be very entertaining. Then we're followed up by Hungary, and then China, and finishing out the season in Belgium. But next week, we will see you all in Austria. Thank you for spending your time with us tonight, and we'll see you guys next week.